Hello everyone, today I will look at a sales-leaseback agreement between United Airlines, that's in desperate of money, and Bank of China Aviation. This topic is covered in intermediate accounting as well as the CPA exam. If you haven't connected with me on LinkedIn, please do so. YouTube is where you would need to subscribe. I have 1,700 plus now accounting, auditing, finance, tax lectures, many CPA questions. If you like my lectures, please like them, share them, subscribe to the channel. If they help you, it means they might help other people. Connect with me on Instagram. On my website, you will find additional resources to supplement your accounting education and or gain those extra 10 to 15 points to pass your CPA exam. I have plenty of resources. I strongly suggest you check out my website. So today, Sunday, April the 19th at 4 p.m., United Airlines is selling and leasing back 22 planes in a bid to conserve cash during the coronavirus pandemic. So a little bit of background. Obviously, United Airlines is in need of money. The government did chip in and help them, but they're still in need of money. So what would the airlines do? They're going to sell their aircraft to a Chinese bank, then lease back those aircraft back from the Chinese bank. And this topic is covered in intermediate accounting, but I wanted to find a real life example so I can share with you how it works. I'm going to make up some numbers, explain the concept, and look at the journal entry. So the move is to help United conserve cash and give its balance sheet greater flexibility as it faces mounting losses due to coronavirus. This is what's happening. So they're going to be leasing 22 planes, 16 of them involve 737 MAX model that have not yet been delivered by Boeing. So I guess the Chinese bank is accepting that deal. United currently have approximately 1,800 airplanes. So let's take a look, a little bit of more background information. So United struck a deal with an Asian aircraft leasing firm to sell, then lease back. So notice this is what a lease back agreement. You sell it to them, then you lease it back from them, because United Airlines, they need those airplanes, but they also need, so they cannot just sell them. If they sell them, they don't have airplanes, so they sell them and they lease it back. Here's the deal. No disclosure. Neither United nor the Bank of China Aviation revealed the financial term of the deal. Announced Sunday morning. It doesn't matter. We're going to make up some numbers. The move will help for United conserve some numbers. And the problem is the CEO of United says that they're planning, Menos wrote in a note to employee outlining plans to cut its schedule by 90% in May. So they're not making any revenue. Therefore, they have to come up with some cash to survive. Okay. Now, bear in mind that the Treasury gave them $4.9 billion to make their payroll from the U.S. Treasury. And we talked about 16 of the 22 plane is 737 MAX. So sales-leaseback agreement offer airlines greater financial flexibility while ensuring that their planes needed to fit their schedule. So they keep the plane, but they get the money. For the aircraft leasing company, which is the Chinese company, leaseback agreement typically allow them to expand their portfolio or buying planes at a discount. So what's happening here, the Chinese company, they're basically buying those planes at a discount and basically getting payment for them. So they buy them, then they lease them back. So it's basically, in a sense, it's a guarantee income as long as United Airlines keep on paying them. So the best way to illustrate all these concepts is to actually work some numbers. And the reason why United Airlines is doing so, because there's extremely weak outlook and they need the cash. Cash is king. If you don't have cash, you cannot survive. So another possibility is to sell the airplane, but that will not be a good idea for United Airlines. Then they will not have airplanes when everything settles down. So let's take a look at some numbers to illustrate the concept using accounting journal entry. So here's the deal. We have United Airlines. Let's assume those are the 22 planes. We have Bank of China Aviation. What's going to happen? United Airlines will sell the airplanes to the Bank of China. The Bank of China will give them back money. Then United Airlines would lease back those airplanes. They will get their. So first of all, think of the airplanes. They move from United to Bank of China, and Bank of China will give them money. Then, I'm going to use a different color. Bank of China will give them back the airplanes to use, and United will make payments. So this is basically what a leaseback agreement. I sell it, then I lease it back to myself. So to work this example, the best way, once again, is to look at some numbers and to see how it all fits together. Now, the new rules for FASB for the sales leaseback are much easier than the old rules, which is when I used to teach the old rules. So let's assume the fair market value of these planes right here are 22 billion. I just made up this number. So the fair market value is 22 billion. And the carrying value, the book value for United is 20 billion. So what does that mean? It means if they are going to be selling those planes to the Bank of China Aviation, they're going to have a gain of 2 billion. Why gain of 2 billion? Because if the fair market value is 22 minus the book value or the carrying value, they're going to give us a 2 billion gain. So this is what's going to happen. And here's the deal. United, it's going to be making 5 payments, 5 annual payment, and each payment is 5 billion. So that's the deal. So in overall, United will pay them 25 billion for over 5 years. Now the present value, I'm making all these numbers up. The present value of those payments are 18 billion. I just made up this number. I did not even choose an interest rate. It doesn't matter for the sake of this purpose. For the sake of this example, I just made up that the present value of this deal is 18 billion as far as United. Okay, so assume this is an operating lease, and this is an important assumption I'm making here because it failed all the 5 criteria of a finance lease. And in this session, I am not gonna go over those 5 criteria. If you're interested in when a lease is an operating lease and when is a lease is a finance lease, check the description. I have plenty of resources or lectures about lease, operating lease versus finance lease. So here's what's gonna happen. Let's take a look at the journal entry. Well, United Airlines, they would happily receive 22 billion. Now, since we sold them, we have to remove the airplanes and their accumulated depreciation. So we're going to assume, I'm making these numbers up, that the original cost of the plane was 30 million. Accumulated depreciation was 20. Notice 30 minus 10 will give us a book value or carrying value of 20 billion. So this is how we come up with the 20 billion. Again, I'm just making up these numbers, and we have a gain to book, and the gain to book is 2 billion. The gain to book is 2 billion. Notice here, 32 debit, 32 credit. So this is the original entry. So we sold the airplane and we received the cash. Now, since this is an operating lease, what's going to happen? We're going to have to put an intangible called right of use asset and create a liability for 18 billion. So simply put, we're going to debit right of use asset 18 billion, credit a liability, lease liability of 18 billion. And where is this coming from? It's coming from the present value. So once you have an operating lease, this is basically the new rules. You have to put the asset on the books and you have to put the liability. And this is basically the big change in the operating lease. So this is how we book the entry. Now, I'm not going to make the entry for the payment. Once again, if you're interested in seeing how United Airlines will make the payment and for the operating lease, check the description for that. Now, I'm going to change the example. I'm going to change a little bit. I'm going to make a different assumption. And I'm going to assume here that guess what? The sales leaseback agreement meet a finance lease. So now we're going to assume it's a finance lease, not a sale. So here it's a finance lease, not a sale. What does that mean? It means United Airlines did not sell those airplanes. All what they did is they went to the Bank of China and tell them, look, we need some money. We're going to put the planes as collateral. It's a loan. We're not really giving you control over the planes. So under those circumstances, basically, assuming the same numbers, what's going to happen? Bank of China will give us 22 billion. Bank of China will give the United Airlines. So basically, simply put, they will give them 22 billion, and United Airlines will have now a liability called a loan notes payable. Now bear in mind, since they did not sell the assets, United Airlines will keep on depreciating those airplanes, and we're going to assume the depreciation is 2 billion per year, just for illustration purposes. And the reason I added this entry is to remind you, if it's not a sale, United Airlines will keep on depreciating those airplanes because they did not sell them. Well, if you did not sell them, it means you still have them. If you have them, it means you need to depreciate them. So this is the deal between United Airlines. This is the makeup, the make-out numbers between United Airlines and, of all places, Bank of China Aviation. So if you like this recording, please like it, share it, put it in playlist. And if you're interested in more, especially if you're a CPA student or if you're an accounting student looking to supplement your resources, check out my website. Stay safe during those coronavirus days. Study hard and good luck.